The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath the man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. The wind goeth towards the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually. The wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the river come, thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under heaven. Is there anything whereof it might be said, See, this is new? It had been already of the old time which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall be there any remembrance of things which shall come to pass with those that shall come after. I, the preacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This so travail hath God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. I communed with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that were before me in Jerusalem. Yea, and my heart had great experience to know wisdom and knowledge. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. And I perceived that all is vanity and vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2. I said in mine heart, Go to now, I will prove thee with mirth, therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works, I builded me houses, I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kind of fruits. I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and effected the treasure of kings and of the provinces. I gat me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men, as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great, and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly, for what can the man do that cometh after the king, even that which hath been already done? Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happeneth to them all. Then said I in my heart, As it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart that this also is vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever. Seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how died the wise man as the fool? Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he have rule over all my labor wherein I have labored, and wherein I have shewed myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity. Yet to a man that hath not labored, therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and a great evil. For what hath man of all his labor, and of the vexation of his heart wherein he hath labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrow, and his travail grief, yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw, that it was from the hand of God. For who can eat, and who else can hasten hereunto more than I? For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth trouble to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to rent, and a time to sue, and a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of man to be exercised in it. He had made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he had set the world in their hearts, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it, and God doeth it, that man should fear before him. That which had been is now, and that which is to be had already been. And God requireth that which is past. And moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment. The wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I saw in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time, there is there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the Son of Man befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as that one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast. For all is vanity, all go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own work, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?
Ecclesiastes chapter 4. So I returned and considered all the operations that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter, and on the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter. Wherefore I praise the dead which are already dead, more than the living which are yet alive. Yea, better is he than both they which hath not yet been, who hath not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. Again I considered all travail and every right work, that for this a man is envied of his neighbor. This is also vanity and vexation of spirit. The fool foldeth his hands together and eateth his own flesh. Better is an hand full with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. Then I returned, and I saw vanity under the sun. There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yea, he hath neither child nor brother. Yet is there no end of all his labor, neither is his eye satisfied with riches. Neither saith he, for whom do I labor, and bereave my soul of good? This is also vanity, yea, it is a sore trouble. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat, but how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king, who will no more be admonished. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. I considered all the living which walk under the sun, with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 1 to 10. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God, for God is in heaven, and thou upon earth, therefore let thy words be few. For a dream cometh through a multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou should not vow, and that thou vowest and not pay. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice and destroy the works of thy hand? For in the multitude of business and many words there are also vanities, but fear thou not. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting perverting the judgment, and justice in a providence. Marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regarded, and there be higher than they. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loveth silver will not be satisfied with silver, and he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity.
Ecclesiastes 5:11 to 20. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there to the honor thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eats little or much, but the abundance of rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the honor thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travel. And he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return, to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a sore evil. As in all this point as he came, so shall he go. And what profit hath he that hath labored for the wind? All his days he eateth in the darkness, and hath much sorrows, and wrath, and with his sickness. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor, that he taketh under the sun, all the days of his life which God had given him, for it is his portion. Every man to whom God gave riches and wealth, and also gave him power to eat thereof, to take his portion and to enjoy in his labor, for this is the gift of God. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answered him in the joy of his heart.
Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verses 1 to 12. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is common among men. A man to whom God has given riches and wealth and honor, so that he lacks nothing for himself of all he desires. Yet God does not give him power to eat of it, but a foreigner consumes it. This is vanity, and it is an evil affliction. If a man begets 100 children, and lives for many years, so that the days of his years are many, but his soul is not satisfied with goodness, or indeed he has no burial, I say that a stillborn child is better than he, for it comes in vanity and departs in darkness, and its name is covered with darkness. Though it has not seen the sun or known anything, yet this has more rest than that man, even if he lives 1,000 years twice. But he has not seen goodness. Do not all go to one place? All the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the soul is not satisfied. For what more has the wise man than the fool? What does the poor man have, who knows how to walk before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of desire. This also is vanity and grasping for the wind. Whatever one is, he has been named already, for it is known that he is man, and he cannot contend with him who is mightier than he. Since there are many things that increase vanity, how is man the better? For who knows what is good for man in life, all the days of his vain life, which he passes like a shadow? Who can tell a man what will happen after him under the sun? Amen.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1 to 15. It says, "A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not enquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? In the day of prosperity be joyful, but in the day of adversity consider. God also hath set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness."
I will be reciting from Ecclesiastes chapter 7 from verse 16 to 29. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdraw not thy hand. For he that feareth God shall come forth of them all. Wisdom strengtheneth wisdom strengtheneth the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For this is not a just man upon the earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Also take no heed unto all works that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For oftentimes also thine own heart knoweth that thou thyself likewise hast cursed others. All this I have proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceedingly deep, who can find it out? I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find out bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all these have I not found. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Thank you.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandment, and that in regard of the oath of God. Be not hasty to go out of his sight, stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleaseth him. Where the word of the king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, what doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of a man is great upon him, for he knoweth not that which shall be. And who may say unto him, when it shall be? There is no man that had power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither had he power in the day of the dead. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. All that have I seen and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There will be a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city which they had so done. This is also vanity. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he does not fear it before God. There is vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men, upon whom it happeneth according to the work of the wickedness. Again, there be wicked men, upon whom it happened according to the work of the righteous. This I said is also vanity. Then I commended a mirth, because a man had no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry, for that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which God giveth him under the sun. When I applied my heart to know wisdom and to see the business of upon which is done upon the earth, for also there that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes. Then I beheld all the work of God that a man cannot find out, the work that is done under the sun, because the man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yet further, a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9. For all this I consider in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise are in the hand of God. No man knoweth either love or hated by all that is before them. All things come alike to all. There is one even unto the righteous, to the wicked and to the good, to the clean and to the unclean. To him that sacrificeth, to him that sacrificeth not. So is the good, as is the sinner, as he that sweareth, as he that feareth the Lord. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun. There is one even unto all feet. Also the heart of sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in the heart while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything. Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also the love and the hatred and the envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat the bread with joy, and drink the wine with a merry heart, for God now accepted thy works. Let thy garment be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for this is thy portion in this life, and in the labor which thou takest thee under the sun. Whatsoever thy hand findeth, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom without thou goest. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor did righteous to men of understanding, nor did favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. For man also knoweth not his time, so are the birds that are caught in the evil snare, and the fishes that are caught in the net, so are the sons of men caught in the evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I also seen under the sun, and seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and a few men within it, and there lived a great king against it. who besieged it and built a great bulwarks against it. There lived a poor wise man who by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered the same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The wisdom of wise men are heard more in quiet than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than the weapons of war, as one sinner destroyeth much good.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10. Dead flies will make even a perfume smell bad. In the same way, a little foolishness can ruin a wise man's fame for wisdom. A wise man's heart leads him in the right way, but the heart of the foolish will lead him in the wrong way. A foolish person is not wise. It shows in everything he does. Even as he walks along the road, he shows everyone how foolish he is. Don't leave your job just because the ruler is angry with you. Remain calm, it will help correct your mistakes. Foolish people are given important positions, while the rich people are given less important ones. Here is something else unfair that happens here on earth. It is the kind of mistake rulers make. I have seen servants ride on horses while the princes walk beside them on foot. Anyone who digs a pit might fall into it. Anyone who knocks down the wall might be bitten by a snake. Anyone who moves large stones might get hurt by them. Anyone who cuts logs might get hurt while doing it. Cutting logs with dull axe makes your work harder. A wise man will sharpen his axe. In the same way, wisdom can make your job easier. Someone might know how to control snakes, but what good is such wisdom if the snake has already bitten him? A wise man's words will bring him praise, but a foolish person's words will destroy him. A foolish person begins by saying something foolish. In the end, he is even saying much crazier things. A foolish person talks too much about what he will do. No one knows the future. No one will tell him what will happen after he dies. A foolish person doesn't even know the most obvious things. He can't even find his way back to town. So he has to wear out himself working. How terrible it will be for a country if its king is a child. How terrible it will be for a country if its leaders have parties all the time. A country is well off if its king comes from a good family. It is good for a country if its leaders control their eating and drinking. They should eat and drink for strength, not to get drunk. If a person is lazy and doesn't repair the roof, it will start to fall. If he refuses to fix it, the house will begin to leak. A party makes you feel good, and wine makes you feel happy, but both cost you a lot of money. Don't say and think bad things about king, and don't say bad things about rich people, even alone in your bedroom. A little bird might report it to others. A bird might fly to them and tell what you said. Thank you.
Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 1. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Verse 2. Give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. Verse 3. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the trees fall towards the south or towards the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be. Verse 4. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the cloud shall not reap. Verse 5. As thou knowest not what is the way of the Spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of God who maketh all. Verse 6. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. Verse 7.
Truly the light is sweet and is pleasant thing. It is for the eyes to behold the sun. Verse 8. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for there shall be many. All that cometh is vanity. Verse 9. Rejoice, O young man, in the youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Verse 10. Therefore remove sorrow from thine heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the year draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keeper of the house shall tremble, and the strong men bow themselves, and the grinding cease because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall raise up to the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also he shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way. And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail. Because man goeth to his long home, and mourners go about the streets. Or even the silver cord be lost, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitchers be broken at the fountain, or the wheels be broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the soul return unto God who gave it. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher, all is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed, and sought out, and set in order many proverbs. The preachers sought to find out appropriate words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of wise are as gods, and as nail fastened by the master of assembly, and every word given by one shepherd. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is the weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the summary of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, every secret, whether it be good or whether it be evil.